For the CS125 mp7 project, we created Pong by Steve Feng and Brian Chang. The controls are simple. We use W and S for the first player, the left side, and if you choose two-player mode, the arrow keys. The practice mode is one player only. I control the left side, and then the practice mode automatically chooses the right side location. As you can see, if I miss, the scoreboard is updated and made. If I switch to two-player mode, I get control of the block on the right. The scoreboard is also updated once one person scores. You can't beat the practice mode, by the way, because the Y location of the right block is always equal to the Y location of the ball. So if I missed, it will return to the middle. Yeah. In order to code this, we use CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. We mostly use JavaScript. However, we needed CSS and HTML to make the website to hold the JavaScript in. The CSS here corresponds with these right here. We just make it a center in the middle. In order to make this rectangle right here, we use something called myCanvas, and it has a width of 1200 pixels and a height of 600 pixels. So these are the variables we needed in order to code the game Pong. So the first function we have is ball. It creates the circle you see that we know as the ball. So we draw it using the arc. So it initializes at the width 600 and height 300, and we make it 2 times math of pi, so it's a full circle. Color red, and then the thickness of 5. So these functions are the buttons. It re-updates the score to 0 and 0. It stops whatever it was doing prior to it, and then it calls the new functions, the ball mover player, two-player mode, ball mover AI, the practice mode, at intervals of every 5 milliseconds. The function draw score draws a scoreboard. The block mover allows us to move the block. It just clears the canvas and redraws it at different X and Y coordinates. Start game starts the game. Player mover changes the Y coordinates of the block depending on what key you pressed. So this is what the ball is like when you this function allows the ball to move. It starts off randomly, and every time it hits the wall it changes direction, and then if it gets over the edges the score is incremented, or if it hits the block then it just bounces back. You can see if it gets off the screen then we restart the game. So this is the practice mode of the ball. All it does is make the block on the right equal to the Y coordinate of the ball that's moving. So these are the functions we need to detect what key we're holding down. We use the event to see what is going on. So these are the key codes. This 38 corresponds to the up key, 40 to the down key. And if it is, then we set this variable to true. And then if it's not, then it's not true, I guess. If you hold the key up, then it goes to false again, and you'll stop moving the blocks on the left or right, depending on what you're doing. And yeah, that's basically our game of Pong.